We're at the end of week 2 now, and week 3 begins on Friday. Today is Wednesday, August 27th, that I'm making this recording. And I just want to show you how I'm going to be adding new material as the semester goes on. Most of the days, most of the weeks, Wednesday is going to be my day to add new material and update your week to week. So you need to go to announcements several times every week, but particularly towards the end of the week after Wednesday afternoon, Thursday, Friday, and look in this area: required reading, homework connect, lab assignments, and discussion board. Make sure you're participating in discussion board fully. Excuse me, you have to post 5 times in order to get full 10 points for a discussion board. Required reading is changes mostly every week, and you'll see that I've added chapter 3, which is called The Organic Molecules of Life. You're required to read the entire chapter, and to stay on top of this class, as far as deadlines are concerned, you need to be done by 9/5, which is a week from this Friday. And that's pretty much week to week to week how you're going to see new reading take place. You also have in your homework with Connect at the top here, as new homework comes in, then it's going to move to the top of the list. So now we have chapter 3 homework, which is also due at the end of next week. And we also have chapter 3 flashcards, and you remember what the value of homework is and the value of flashcards would be also. So there is new homework. This chapter 2 homework is going to be taken offline and made unavailable after this date. So you need to be working on this homework if you have not already completed it. Lab assignments. I have added Lab 1 Part 2. This is what I would call your real lab, where you're going to be writing a lab report, and you're going to be using all of the formatting that we described in Lab 1 Part 1. Therefore, you need to do Lab 1 Part 1 to see how to submit a lab and how the labs are graded. So in Lab 1 Part 2, really the main reason that I'm making this tutorial is to show you, or to talk rather, a little bit about Lab 1 Part 2, which is due the end of next week. Several students have indicated their lab kits have arrived, therefore I want to move along. The name really of this lab is writing a lab report. It uses your lab kit, so if you have your lab kit now, feel free to use it, because in there you will be given some seeds. I believe they're beans. And really, to proceed with that lab, you need to plant those beans and wait for them to grow. You can read all about the details of that. It's really as simple as that. Plant the seeds, watch them grow, and what you do is some seeds you treat one way and some seeds you treat the other way, and you compare the two. In other words, you have some variable like amount of water, and then hypothesize. Guess what the effect is going to be. Seeds that get water grow good, things that don't get water don't grow so well. That sort of thing. You need to have a couple of variables and write about them. Then you will write the introduction, materials and methods, results, discussion, and follow the formatting. Read the instructions on how to write a lab report. We can't grade anything until we have something. So all I really want to do is to see if you know how to submit these reports, and if you have an idea about what goes in each section. I'll be very flexible about grading. Excuse me. Now, if you don't have a lab kit, do the same thing. Instead of actually planting the seeds, imagine you have seeds to plant. Just imagine if you have seeds to plant and you plant them, and imagine some variables. and what is the effect of too much water, too little water, salt water versus fresh water, sunlight versus no sunlight. See if you can come up with some different variables and develop hypothesis, an educated guess, and you can read about this in your lab or in your book, for that matter, in your textbook. What is a hypothesis? Predict how the variable will affect germination. So you really don't need seeds to do this. I want you to complete this lab in writing by the end of next week. Shortly thereafter, the lab will become unavailable. Let's see, and then, so that's lab assignments. In discussion board, I can see that there are 24 people in this class, and they have posted a total of 64 times, which is pretty good. Remember, you need to have at least 5 posts in order to get full credit, which is 10 points per forum. There will be 5 forums this semester in discussion board. There are no new lab videos, and you should have already read general lab information. I hope this has been of some help. Have a good holiday on Monday, and we will talk again later.